Hey guys, welcome to our channel. Today we are going to discuss Node.js. Here I will address every doubt a beginner might have while learning Node.js. We'll start from scratch, cover all the necessary parts, okay? And also we'll skip unnecessary complexities. This is going to be a complete backend series, okay? After covering Node.js, we will move to Express.js and then learn about database management using MongoDB. And by the end of the series, you will know how to build complete backend projects. Also, if you have any specific topics or recommendations, feel free to comment and I will create related tutorials to make your learning easier. If you want to learn JavaScript, don't worry, we will cover that later. What you have to do is just show your support by comment, like, share, and subscribe. Before jumping into Node.js, make sure you know the basics of JavaScript, like simple one, where let const, what are the uses, how you are going to declare a variable, scope, conditional statements, if else, loops. If you are comfortable with that, that's fine. So let's start. So first you need to install Node.js. I think most of you already having Node.js on your machines, but if not, I will tell you simple steps. Just go to your browser and you can go to Node.js official website nodejs.org, and here you can download the long-term support. This is stable version. Okay, once installed, you are ready to begin. Okay, so let's start. So let me first tell you what is Node.js. Node.js is not a programming language or framework. It's not like that. It's a runtime environment for JavaScript. Okay, you can even see here in the page, Node.js is a free, open source, cross platform JavaScript runtime environment. Okay, so this is the main thing. Node.js is runtime environment. Okay, its main purpose is to allow you to run JavaScript code outside the browser. So browsers like Chrome, okay, they're having a JavaScript engine called the V8 engine. The main purpose of that engine is to run the JavaScript. That's why most of you know that we will directly run the JavaScript code inside the console of the browser, and we will see, we will even play with the console while learning the front end, right? So what, how the JavaScript code is working means with the help of V8 engine. The JavaScript engine is responsible for that. Now what is Node.js doing here means it brings this engine outside the browser. Node.js brings the engine outside the browser. So what happens then? You can run the JavaScript anywhere. You can run the JavaScript directly on your computer, or you can run it directly on the server. You don't have to depend on the browser. You can directly run it everywhere, in the computer, in the terminal, in the server. Okay, you can run it. So if you know JavaScript, you can use Node.js to write backend code. Okay, with JavaScript you can also write front end code. You can work with databases, JSON, APIs, everything. You can do this with JavaScript. Unlike other languages, if you come to another tech stack, you have to learn a separate technologies for front end, and for back end you have to learn like PHP or SQL. But here you can do everything with just JavaScript. So that is the benefit. Now let me tell you what is backend. Also, you will get wonderful idea about total backend, and after this series you are going to be you are going to be nailing the backend programming. Trust me, you are in the good hands. Okay, so what is backend? Let me explain you with a simple example. Okay. Mm, so imagine you are using a mobile app to send money, say phone pay or google pay, anything. You enter the recipient's phone number, amount, and payment details. Then what you do, you will click send and the money is transferred. Yeah, you will click the you have to enter the UPI details as well. Okay. But what is happening behind the scenes? Is it just simple as just clicking the button and the money gets transferred? No. There is a lot of process that is happening behind the scenes. First, the app has to connect to the bank server. Then the server fetches the recipient's account details. Hmm? The server has to fetch the receiver account detail. Then the server processes the transaction by updating the account balance. Okay, all these steps are nothing but backend. Okay, these are happening in the backend behind the scenes. Okay, it is a part of the system. So we can simply say backend is a part of the system that works behind the scenes to process data and perform actions. Note this point. Backend is the part of the system that works behind the scenes to process data and perform actions. It That's simple. Okay, that simple it is. And you know what is front end? Obviously, the front end is what you see and interact with. Like here, the front end is nothing but your GPay or PhonePe app, which you had used to send the money, and the backend does all the heavy lifting. Okay, backend is the main thing which is responsible for whatever actions that are going to take place. Front end is just for interacting with user only, but what happens behind the scenes is the backend. Clear? Okay. So we discussed a lot about backend. I think you got a brief idea. I think you got a complete idea about what is backend. Now let's create a basic server. Okay. So before that, I think you are having a code editor. I recommend downloading VS Code. This will be very friendly and it has many features which are helpful. Mostly developers use VS Code only. So create let me first create a folder. I will say, let's say Node.js. It's okay. Let's create it. Okay. So we are inside the folder. So to keep things simple, in this tutorial we will create a basic Node.js server. It will serve content when a user accesses it. Okay. We will dive deeper into Node.js in upcoming lectures, but for now, let's start with the basics and keep things fun and easy. Okay? I don't want to make you bored or make you uncomfortable in the first lecture itself. So, learning must be funny, okay? And easy as well. So, nothing complex. We will just keep it simple. Okay? Let's start. So, in the folder, let's create a JavaScript file. You can name anything. You can name it server or you can name it index.js, app.js, it's your choice. But now as we are creating a server, let's make it server.js. Okay. First I will show you how Node works. For that I will write simple statement const hello is equals to console.log hello from Node. Save it, open the terminal. Node server.js. See, we got hello from Node. Actually, you have to run JavaScript inside the browser, but here we got the output in the terminal itself. in the integrated terminal itself. Why? How? Because with the help of Node, Node is helping us to run the JavaScript code inside the terminal, inside our outside the browser, we can say. Node.js is helping us to run the JavaScript code outside the browser. Okay, so I think you got the clear idea about what is Node.js doing. Now let's write the server code. So for writing server, we need to import some modules. Again, what is module and these things we will discuss in the next lecture. In this video, we are going to keep things simple. I just want to show you the working server so that you will get some interest and you will find it fun. Okay, it's very easy, man. Let's see. Const http require http. Simple. So what we are doing is we are importing http module from the Node.js. Okay, we are actually importing the http module. Now what is the use of http module? We will discuss it in the upcoming videos. But if you want to, or if you want to learn on your own, if you want to see what is http, then for developers the best friend is mdn web docs. Let me show you. So here you can see the documentation as well if you want, but don't go through this, you will get confused. Okay, if you want to read about http, then you can simply go to the browser and you will say http module in Node.js. Okay, here we are having so many sources, not medium. Yeah, you can read from here as well. Okay, this is the main documentation. See, this is the http and these are all the class and whatever things are present in the Node.js http, sorry, they are mentioned here. If you want, you can read them, but please don't by heart anything. Don't by heart, or don't you don't need to learn all these things. You will learn while doing or while programming. Whatever is necessary, you will learn while programming. So you don't need to go through this and by heart each and every method. Okay, so we are having http method now. So in http we are having a method called create server. Okay, so this create server is a method present in the http module which helps us to create a server. Understand? We will pass two arguments, request, response. Okay, callback function. Now so we are having a request and response. Now what is request and what is response? You can write request as well, response as well. Don't think what is this RUQRAS, it's something weird. No, you don't need to worry. They are just, you can write anything. You can write here, you can write John, and here you can write some other name as well. But programming, the best practice is to write request and response. So whatever this request, this comes from the client machine. Also, I want to make a note that what we are writing now is server logic. Okay, this logic is written on the server. We are writing the code which server has to perform. We are getting a request from the client machine. We are going to get a request from the user. Okay, and what our role here is, we are server. we are going to serve the request. Okay, so this request is coming from the user, and this is the response which we are going to send to the user, or we can say client. Okay, what we are going to send the response. Okay, so response dot send is actually express. We will learn it later. So we will give some response to the client. Okay, and let's give some response. So when a user sends us a request, or if he simply loads the browser, then what we are going to do, we are going to send the response. What is the response? We will write here. We are just writing some basic HTML code. Hello from Node.js. Okay, and I will say response dot end. Okay, we are ending the response here. Now this creates server returns a server. Okay, actually returns a server. So we are going to store that in a variable called server. Now what I will do is, this is the last line of code which we are going to write now. Server dot listen, we have to provide the port number. Okay, there are so many ports in our system. If you want to know about ports, you can read it on the Google, but now we are going to use port number 3000. Okay, we can even give some message here as well, like let me give console.log server listening at port 3000. Okay, that's it. Our server code is ready. Now let's run node server.js. Yes, we got server listening at port 3000. Now here localhost colon 3000. If I enter, yes, we got hello from Node.js. Okay, this is the basic code for creating a server. Okay, yes, congrats on your first lecture. You created your first server with the help of Node.js. See how simple it is. Okay, so that's it for today's introduction. Make sure to install Node.js, and in the next lecture we will start coding, and we will see advanced topics, and we will have fun with Node.js, not like other boring lectures where we are going to take a lot of time and we are going to discuss which we don't get why we are doing. We are going to write code which we are not understanding. Then what is the use? You don't know what you are writing, why you are writing that code, why you are using some module, then it is just a waste of time. Okay, so from next lectures we will have fun, and we will build interesting projects as well. Also, share this video with your friends who are interested in starting their backend career or learning full stack development. If you know someone who would benefit from this series, tell them about it. By sharing with your friends and family, they can follow the series regularly and learn step by step. Okay, this makes it much easier than going through random playlists. So thank you for watching. Keep supporting our channel. Please like, share and subscribe to stay updated with our daily uploads. See you in the next video.